Hey everybody, this is Ryan Young with the South Bay Lakers, and we are here to preview the NBA G League Draft, which is going to be this Saturday. I have with me right here General Manager of South Bay Lakers, Nick Mazzella, who's going to be running point inside the War Room. And one of the first questions I want to ask is, what would be a big difference between the NBA G League Draft and just the normal NBA Draft?
Well, I think with the G League Draft, there's players from all over the world, but, not necessarily all rookies. There's guys that have been playing overseas. There's former NBA vets. There's obviously a lot of rookies out of college. The biggest difference, though, is just the fact that in the NBA draft, you have a good idea who's going to be in the draft. You're prepping all year. You're going out and watching these guys. In the G League draft, you really have no idea who's going to be in the draft, sometimes till a few days before. We just got the final draft list yesterday, so we have about 3 days to just cram and watch a lot of film and get our rankings ready, but it's also just part of the fun of it.
And you said we, and I guess to the normal fan, they think South Bay is a minor league team, even though it's a parent club of the Lakers. Who all, I guess, is working with you looking at this beyond just, say, head coach Kobe Carl?
Sure, yeah, obviously Kobe and I are in there. All of our assistant coaches, our video coordinator, Nick Mazzella, who's in our basketball operations department as well. And then, we have some of the Laker scouts that will pop their heads in and help out. Fortunately, some of these guys have been scouted by the Lakers in the past, so they're guys that we could talk to our scouts about. But it's really kind of all hands on deck. With us, we're watching film daily. We're also having all of our coaches, we're dividing up players for them to call and do background checks on and try to get the inside scoop on them and, who they are as people. So a lot goes into it, but again, with it being such a short time period, it's also kind of just a mad dash, organized chaos, so to speak.
And not to give away any obviously secrets or kind of things, but the overall philosophy, what type of players, I guess, are you looking for this squad in 2017, 2018?
It changes year to year. Last year I think you always want to draft talent, and hopefully in the G League you want to find guys that maybe are a diamond in the rough, maybe haven't gotten that opportunity yet to show that, or haven't had a situation where they had good coaching yet. I would say most seasons it just depends. Last year we had a pretty stacked roster, a lot of returning players. We kind of knew what our rotations would be already before the draft. This season we don't have as many returning players, and there's different reasons for that. Josh Majet's on a two-way contract with Atlanta. David Nwaba's with the Chicago Bulls right now. We do have a few familiar faces with Vander and Travis Ware set to come back. Vander on a two-way contract. But there are a lot of holes to fill. So instead of maybe looking for a dime in the rough, we're looking at guys that could really help us this season and be a rotation player for us.
And you say the two-way contract, and the people that follow the NBA probably have a little bit of an idea what it is, but if you could just kind of break it down again, just about what it is and what it means for somebody that would be, obviously in the situation as Alex Caruso or Vander.
Sure. In the NBA, obviously, there's a job shortage. There's a lot of talented players out there, and we've seen guys in the G League, talented enough to play in the NBA that don't get that shot. So really what this two-way contract does is it opens up, 60 more jobs in the NBA. So each team's allowed to have two-way players. For us, it's Alex Caruso and Vander. And, NBA teams will surely utilize it differently. I think for us, we're all learning how to use this and the best way to do it. But our guys, Vander and Alex, will be with the Lakers up until G League training camp. At that point, we'll make a decision on if they'll join South Bay Lakers or stay with the LA Lakers. Once G League training camp starts, we could have those players up with the NBA up to 45 days. And that's not games, that's actual days. So practice counts as a day, game days, traveling with the team on the road. So we'll have to be smart about how we want to use it. But fortunately, we have two players that are capable and guys that our coaches are familiar with, having both of them been with us in summer league and Lakers training camp. So we're excited about it.
The talent pool that's available for the G League draft on Saturday, obviously the two-way player contracts, have they had kind of an impact on the talent pool you're seeing, say, in the first round?
It affects it. I think what you're seeing is, guys, you're keeping talent in the G League. How that affects the draft, I'm not quite as sure yet. It's kind of hard to tell. Obviously, I think it affects your returning players and who you have come back, because now guys that you feel are talented now maybe on two-way deals and when you have their rights in the G League. So I think it makes the draft more important for some that don't have the returning players, but at the same time, I think some teams now, because of the two ways, may be a little more stacked and maybe not have to rely on the draft as much. But the draft pool, the talent in the draft pool, I think is consistent with the years past.
This is going to be the 5th draft for you in the G League environment. I guess what's the most exciting thing for you come Saturday when the clock starts?
Yeah, I mean, it's the best time of the year. I think what's exciting for us is, during the draft, you're talking to GMs throughout the day. You're, potential trades that we're not even thinking of right now may pop up. So that's always exciting just because it's the unknown. I think with this year, what's exciting is just the fact that we do have some open roster spots, and the guys that we're watching film on now, we know some of these guys could help us and be good rotation players for us. So I think that's what's most exciting, and then just the fact that the quick turnaround. We don't, unlike the NBA, we don't have the draft and then have to wait 2 months. We have the draft Saturday and training camp opens on Monday. So not only do we get to draft these guys, but we get to meet them the next day and get rolling. So that's exciting.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Well, if you guys are looking to follow along on Saturday for the draft, South Bay Lakers Twitter, at South Bay Lakers is going to be your best place to get the most up-to-date information. You can also go to the G League website, NBAGleague.com. Thanks again to Nick, and we'll be in touch, obviously, on Saturday.